Well, hello, I'm Mr. Chad, and welcome to learning about grid drawing. So, what we're going to do is we are going to use a grid over a photo, and we are going to reproduce that photo one tiny little square at a time. This method allows us to reproduce a drawing more accurately. It's easier for us to remember and figure out what to do in one little square to one little square as opposed to looking at a big blank area and trying to put the composition in there proportionately. I'm sure many of us at times have done a drawing where we would be creating this and we get really into the detail and be really happy about it, and we're like, oh, this is great, I'm really happy, and then all of a sudden we step back for a second and go, the eye's in the wrong spot, the mouth is in the wrong spot, this isn't really what I wanted. The grid drawing helps us put everything in the right place before we focus on the detail. And that's going to be your challenge, is to start this and get it all in with lines, kind of like a coloring book, an open coloring book. You're going to get all the lines in first, and then you'll come back in and do the detail. You can choose to do this project solely in pencil, and that's fine. If you want to do it in pen, more power to you. And if it's done really well, I can give you some extra points. So here's the grid drawing in your PJ. It's on page 48 and 49. Do not remove the page from your book. No cheating on this. The only person you're going to cheat is yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to look at one square here and reproduce it in the square down below. You can do this. There are kids who will sit there and take a ruler and go, oh my goodness, this is down 3/4 of an inch, and they will come and make a mark. You can do that, or you can eyeball it, but you can sit here and go, how far down does this black line come? I know it comes down to right about here. I know it's going to come up if I put my pencil in the middle of this. See how I'm using this like a puzzle and like a measuring tool? I know the line comes up a little bit past the center, so I'm going to come over here and go right about there with it. Comes on down. I don't want to say it comes to the middle, but it's all about right about in here. So now I can make my line. Just like such. I noticed there's a tiny bit of the black on the bottom, just a slight little bit of it. Comes all the way over to the edge. And I can draw that in. Let me use pen so you can see it better. I just looked up and went, oh my goodness, you can't see what I'm doing. And you're like, Chad, thank you for using pen, because now I can see what's going on. So we're over here. On to the next one. This one gets a little more complicated because you have to put in little markers for yourself. You have to count down the sides of where is everything. So you start coming down the edge. Got a little mark here, black space there, a little white in there. Maybe there's a gap, another gap below. I've got to get all of this in. And look, as I started to do this, I'm noticing that I'm only seeing with my eye right here, and that's about halfway in the middle of the square. Uh-oh, Chad made a mistake. Don't worry, Chad, go back and fix it. So I go back and fix it, and I adjust my marks. I'm going to put in marks for all of these little points. I'm going to start adjusting where I start to draw, what I start to do. I come back through. I'm going to use pencil to begin with, because if I screw up or if something happens, hey, it's okay. I can go back and erase. But we do one single drawing at a time. One little square. Every single one. We use each square like a measuring tool to figure out where we're going to put everything. All right? I noticed down below here that this line is going to come up about right to the middle. Come on down. We'll bring it on through. in the top part there. Hey, there's some white up above it. Don't forget about that, Chad. All right, we come on over again. We draw it, bring the side down, come on in, come on up. We just keep reproducing one square at a time and let the whole drawing evolve from that point. That is how you do the grid drawing. I will be posting some student examples. If you have questions with this, make sure you visit our office hours or ask them in class in the chat box. Enjoy the project. Do fill in all the areas nice and black. When this gets done, this will be filled in nice and solid up here. Why? Hey, because if it's black on the drawing, I got to fill it in solid. I'm going to use marker on this one, or my pen on this one, to fill it in nice and neat, just so you can see it. Just like that. Nice and clean. Nice and dark. I'm not scribbling. It doesn't look like a mess. That's going to make the art teacher happy when he has to grade it. Alright? So, we come on through, make it nice and dark, fill it on in. If you have any ink left in that Sharpie I gave you, you could also use that as well. We come through the bottom, we fill up a little bit of that area as well. I hope you enjoy the project. One thing you do not have to do is add all of the tiny little dots that are on the face. If you want to try, go for it, but you do not have to. All right? Thank you, and enjoy the project.